Hi, welcome back to Classic Car Cave. It's been a couple of weeks since I was back home. We've been in Dubai for 2 weeks. I did put a little short video up of the night I went on the track at the Autodrome, Dubai Autodrome, and drove the BMW M3 competition car, which was good fun, I have to say. Unfortunately not enough laps. By the time I'd kind of got used to driving the car at any speed, it was over. I think I only got 5 laps. Anyway, so Amir's been working on the garage, getting the garage finished up, which I'll do in another video, and some other bits and pieces. And he's also been working on the Citroen. As you can see, it's behind me now, not in the lower garage, because we need it on the ramp because we're going to start building the back of the cab. Now he's gone away for his time off for 2 weeks or 15 days, whatever it is, so I'm going to carry on where he left off. So if I come this side, you can probably see that he's already built a new panel in here. These legs, these 4 legs are all done, and I'll put in some photographs and you can see how corroded it was. So I sent him a WhatsApp and asked him to take the front piece off because I knew there was going to be a lot of rust behind it, and not enough there was. But rather than weld it back on, we bolted it back on, but the new feet are in and everything else is looking good. The door, obviously the door bottom has only just been put on, it's just tacked into place at the moment. You straighten the door out a little bit, but there was nothing here, it was all rotten. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to carry on with that. And we're kind of making this from some photographs again, which I'll put the photographs in and show you. So while I was away for the 2 weeks, I really thought about what I wanted to do with this. And I decided that I'm not going to cut it up. I'm not going to turn it back into a Rosselet saloon car. That would be ridiculously expensive, and it's not what I want anyway. So it will be made into a pickup, but we will use the original engine and gearbox and chassis. I don't want to cut all the chassis up. I can't bring myself to cutting it up to pieces, even though it costs virtually nothing. You know, it was so cheap, it's unreal. So what we're going to do is we're going to fabricate a back for it. You can see I've got the rear arch in place there. So what I'm going to do is, obviously, because the chassis is bowed there, I'm going to make a straight piece of box section and have legs either side of it, and we'll put a flatbed on there. And I'll show you that I've already got the flatbed from another project which has gone. We swapped it for this, but I have to cut it down to the right size. But what I want to do is I want to make it so it folds down but still looks like a pickup truck, which is not the easiest thing to do, but I think we can do it as long as I kind of go through the plan of how I want to do it. So I will try and get the paperwork for this vehicle, and if I get it, that's great, and if I don't, well, we'll use it for its original purpose, which was going to be in the garden to help us do the gardening, but it would still look nice enough to stay in this main garage up here. So as I said, I'll put in these photographs of the pickup truck, which is exactly the same as this one, except I think it's a 33 and this is a 35. This was obviously a saloon car, and I think they did make a pickup version in the Citroen. But I'll show you it, and this is the kind of lines, not exactly the same, but the kind of lines I'm thinking about going with. And then at a later date, if somebody else wants to do something with it and stick a V8 Rover engine in it and then Jag IRS, then fine. When I'm not around, it's up to them. Or if somebody wants to buy it, whatever, at the right price. So what I've got to do now is I'll get the back sorted out. I can't work, it's Saturday morning now, and I can't work over the weekend, and I need the steel to carry on the work. So on Monday I'll cut up the back, but as I said, I'll show you in this video now what it looks like. It's actually a box section frame that we welded. We used to carry cars on it, on the back of the T3, I think it was, Doka, this double cab thing we had. But I need to cut it down to size, obviously, to fit onto this chassis. So, I hope you enjoy the rest of the video. So you can see there's the new foot on that side, there's the new one on that side, and the new extension piece there, and the same on that side. So I'll take you around the front and I'll show you what we're doing there. So you can see there's the front end of it, and this is the bit that we took off. So this was taken off, and you know, it's badly corroded underneath, but we've bolted it back in place rather than weld it. I think that's probably the way to go. So yeah, it's coming on. A lot of work to do. I've also got to move the pillar around. You can see that one now is at an angle, and there's a bit of a stick out there which I have to cut off, but you can see that it's actually in line with the door. I don't know if I'm holding the camera right, and you can see this one isn't, but that's why I tacked it in place. You can see that that's well out. So I'll do the same thing here and bring it in next to that bolt, and so that lines up better. So yeah, moving forward with it. And this is a DIY gantry that I made for it. And the nice thing is we can still lift this up on the ramp, and this is not in the way, but we can also use it to lift the cab up when we want to do extra bits of welding or stuff that's difficult to get to. So this is what I'm talking about with the chassis. You can see now the chassis has been painted black. So obviously we have to come over the top of this ridge here. So this will be a straight piece coming down to a leg on either side, but I have to work out exactly how long I need it and how much overhang there should be on the back, and we'll go from there. But onwards and upwards. So here we are in the bottom garage. So this was the back that I had before. Obviously it's upside down. It was a piece of stainless steel, and we didn't have, the sheets weren't big enough to go completely across here when we first made it. So under here is a split in it, which is good because it's got to come off anyway. I think there's enough steel in there to do everything that I need to do. So this bigger 3cm by 3cm box, I'll use that as the main frame, and I need it 190 long now. 190 is right there, so I'll just go to that nearest edge. So I'll cut this off all the way across, take these main boxes off here, use them as the main chassis rail, if you like. Well, I'll go on top of the chassis, but it'll make it straight, and I'll use the rest of it for the legs to come down, and then we'll shorten this because we only need it, it only needs to be 114 centimeters inside of the chassis legs, between the chassis legs, and then 4 centimeters either side. So what I'll do is I'll cut this piece off. So I'll cut it off here, and I'll cut it off there to get it to the right size that I need, and that'll make the base of the pickup. And then I'll work out some kind of hinging system, but it looks like I'll be able to put the mud guards on and leave them in place and hinge down, you know, make it a complete flatbed, hinge them open, so basically the sides come down, if you imagine. So the sides come down like that off it, and obviously they'll be on chains so they can't hit the top of the mud guards, but I think that'll work. And as I said, fortunately there's enough in there to do it. This was worth more than the pickup was that I swapped. It costs more in steel, strangely enough, I know. But I can't start anything till Monday because I just got back and I don't want to disturb them over the weekend. And I want a couple of days to kind of get into it anyway. So that's the plan. So, yeah, I'll stick this up tonight. You can have a look at it and see what the update is. So obviously I'll change the name of the video. You know, sometime it might get turned into a hot rod, I don't know. But right now I'm thinking I've got the running gear, it all runs, you know, maybe get it together, make it look nice, and see if I can actually get some paperwork and use it on the road. Who knows, we'll see. But on that note, take care, stay safe, keep the faith, enjoy your hobby, and Stella and I are going up. Shall we go? Can we go for a run? Yes! Come on then. So we'll catch you later, guys. Have a good one, be good to each other. Bye for now.